So here's something I want to talk about. Everything's been in the news about it and so forth, of the Southwest situation. Um, the situation where the engine blew, the woman getting killed and everything at that point. And then I've been hearing talks of all kinds of people around, even on the internet, that they're not going to fly Southwest anymore. They're scared of dying or whatnot. Um, to be honest with you, I fly Southwest. I will always fly Southwest, and I will keep flying Southwest for one simple fact. Um, them as an airliner, they have kept um, a high standard, unlike a lot of the other planes at that point, that haven't really kept high standards. I mean, look at all the physical abuses and different things from some of the other airliners that kind of went very viral for a while. Yes, this one, had a mishap and something happened, and yes, God forbid someone died, which sadly, and I feel bad for that family. But is that something we should really be upset about? Is that something that we should go crazy about? Me personally, no, we really shouldn't. Um, Last year, there was no deaths whatsoever in any planes across U.S. skies. At any given point in time, there's 5,000 planes that are across U.S. skies at all times. So there's a lot of traffic. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people out. There's a lot of planes out. And if there's 5,000 planes out at one point in time, uh, and there was no deaths in 2017. Come on now, this is kind of easy. As a business standpoint, and for aviation history, there's less deaths for plane disasters or plane crashes at that point than there is car crashes. Now I get it. Some of you are probably going to be saying there's more cars on the road. There's more people driving. There's less planes. This and that. Okay, I can take that in somewhat shape or form of something. Okay, but not when a plane carries a couple hundred passengers. A car only carries maybe two or three, maybe four, sometimes maybe six if they're on like a van or a cargo van or whatnot at that point. But um, you really you hear car accidents all the time, and you hear people dying in car accidents. Plus, you hear people dying in car accidents that got maybe hit by a drunk driver, or someone that was under the influence. That right there kind of shows you where a lot of the pilots themselves have years of training, let alone they have most, if not all, have military training in flying planes. So they personally have, they're there. They have the capable training of doing what they need to do. Now I get that some people were talking about the pilots didn't really do what they should have been doing. I read an article about that. Yeah, me personally, I believe they did. I wrote this on my blog, kind of talking a little bit about it. But if one engine goes, okay, one engine, they can't use that engine in that plane. You have another engine necessarily, and usually in an airplane. At that point, you have to make sure you keep stable and you can glide that plane to wherever you need to land it. Because now it turns into a glider than it does an actual aircraft. The planes themselves are built that way in case of emergencies, but you also have to have the individual behind the seat in order to do it. As a business standpoint, I think people are still going to take planes regardless of the situation. Is this going to hurt Southwest? Sure, it's really going to hurt them as a business standpoint, because there are going to be people that are going to be straying away from Southwest due to this mishap. But we hear mishaps from planes all the time. Delta just recently had an engine failure, and I couldn't remember if it was they couldn't land or I'm sorry, they couldn't take off, or they had to land. I'm not very sure. I think it was before takeoff, but there's mishaps all the time. And as a business standpoint, they have to go through and they have to make sure that everything is to point to T to where it needs to be. Um, so they need to take a stance on this, and I believe that they already are. Southwest has been one of the companies that have been out there for their people. Every time I personally fly on Southwest, I've never had a negative experience, never whatsoever. I've always had fun on Southwest, and my girlfriend as well. She always flew Southwest, and I believe her family always flew Southwest. So, and then there's friends and family that I know always fly Southwest. So, and I'm gonna continue flying Southwest, but I know some people say that they're gonna not fly Southwest because of the disaster. Yeah, sure, it hurt, and it killed an individual, and I feel bad for the family, I really do. But as a company standpoint, as a population standpoint, we can't go away from one brand to another, just because of a disaster. And the reason why I say this is because I keep hearing a lot of people, not only online, but in around talking around me, that they're not going to fly Southwest. Well, there's more disaster. You have more of a risk when you get in your car, especially when we're doing it right now, and it's probably dangerous doing this on the phone, but so forth. More dangerous when you get in your driver's seat more than you would getting into a plane at that point. There's a lot more inspections. There's a lot more safety features that you have to go through, let alone before you even take off. And while you're taking off, they're going over the safety features. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes in play on ensuring that these aircrafts are safe. Um, are they safe to a full 100%? Is anything safe to a full 100%? No. Nothing's safe 100%. Heck, going and eating at a restaurant is not safe 100% because of different things that are coming out. Or I'm sorry, because of different things that could be wrong with the food, or E. coli, or anything at that point. Um, so sometimes it's taking risk. It's just like in business. You have to take the risk in order to move forward, in order to go through. If you don't take that risk, you're never going to know what's going to happen. But I kind of go off topic, but I think this is going to hurt Southwest for quite a while, but I also think it's going to help them too. It goes with saying not all publicity is bad publicity, to where it shows more in the news about who they are and what they are as a company, and how they deal with this, and their reactions to this. They publicly stated an apology to all of the people that were on the flight. I'm sure that there's going to be something said, and I'm sure there's going to be something done to help those passengers, if not that family that was on board. So yes, it sucks. A family lost their mother. A family lost a potential grandmother, whoever it is, lost somebody in their family. But I don't believe that's something we should go hog wild over. We need to go through and analyze what happened as a company, as a population, to figure out, okay, how can we fix this in the future? Is it Southwest's fault? Is it a technician's fault? Is it precaution fault? What really is it? So that's one of the biggest areas I think we need to make sure we're going through and doing, and checking. But I don't believe this is really going to hurt Southwest for a longer period of time. For a short period, sure, it's going to hurt them as a business standpoint. I have not checked their stock lately, but I can guarantee you any money that it went lower, and it went low because of this. And whatever the outcomes come from this, I'm sure it might either get lower or better, depending on how the company deals with this. I feel that they're already starting to make those moves. They're already starting to go through and do what they need to do. So they just need to keep doing that, and they will get back in that groove. So, kind of going through, plane disasters. I keep going back to this because they always talk about why fly, and there's a lot of people that scare flying because of disasters like this, or landing, or falling out of sky, or God forbid going into a building. They're just as safe as anything else, to be honest with you, if not more safer. Um, you have less accidents per um, anything else, as in something with mass amounts of population that are on it. So, yeah, I feel though this is going to hurt the company, but in the longer time, it's not. Um, I know this is a little bit of a short rant. I do apologize, but I just want to give you my pinpoint idea about Southwest and what's going on, and plane travel really. So plane travel itself is safe. It's going to be safe. It's just going to get better from here on out, and it always has. It always has, but it always will, just like anything else. So again, thanks for watching my video, guys. Go through, click that subscribe button, get subscribed to my channel. Every week I have one of these videos come out. Go through, watch that video. Make sure you comment as well. I like to hear some discussions and see what people say, and what their thought process is on the whole grand scheme of everything, really. So go through, put your comment down there as well. And again, thank you. Take care.